I'm writing a paper on big data for a class in data management. Okay, opening up Chrome. And the first place I would look for information. Well, first I will go to Google, of course. Type in big data research. Um, First place I look for information is, well, on Google, scholarly articles automatically pop up for big data research. So that's why I would go there. Because, I mean, Google's pretty much one of the best search engines. It's got a lot of things indexed there. And I begin the research process by going through some of these articles. First, I would open up one of these articles. Well, the first one is called Big Data Research from Zhang on computer technology and development. Now, I don't think I would necessarily. Would I use this one? Yeah, I would. It's from the Research Center for Computer and Microelectronics Industry Development. So, um, I would go over this article, probably the abstract, for a minute, get the summary, see if it's conducive to my research. Then, of course, the search terms I'm using, like big data research. Well, I'm doing a research paper on big data, so I use simply big data research because I mean those would be probably some of the easiest and most efficient ways to search. I'm saving this source because I mean it's well, the abstract looked good, so that's something I'll keep. By keeping up with the information I locate, I just copy the link to the article and put it in my Word doc that I'm working on. And that's for my sources and information because, I mean, source and information are both right there. And then if I want to look for it differently, I would change my search terms to just straight up big data. See what I have on just big data. What some of the leaders in big data have to say about it, such as IBM. So the next place I'm looking for information is on these large corporate websites that deal in big data. See what they have to say about big data. And I'm on the IBM website. I chose this link because I figured IBM, since it's one of the largest computing companies in the world, would be expert on big data. But I would not save this source because most of it is just it's very condensed, not too much information on it. Just a small overview. And I mean, sure, that would be good for a small summary, but I'd probably be writing a much larger. I'm writing a much larger paper, so this link would be discarded. I wouldn't even think about it again. And I'm keeping the same search term, so I would scroll down and I see on Google, I'm still only using Google to search, I see in-depth articles. So Google, I mean, this is why Google's great. It has, so many different sections on it. So I see in-depth articles, and I see one from The Economist. It's an article on big data called Crunching the Numbers. I chose this link because it seemed I mean, it's under in-depth articles. I figure it might have a good amount of information on big data. I'm looking through it and just skimming it. It seems to have a concentrated amount of information about big data and how banks use it. So, I mean, this is one small facet of the use of big data. So I'll save the source because, I mean, it seems like it will have some good information, at least on one small section of big data. And another place that people say not to use, but I'm going to go to it right now. I'm going to go to Wikipedia. I'm not going to, of course, use Wikipedia as one of my sources, but I'm going to immediately go to the bottom of Wikipedia and go down to the references. Because, I mean, say what you want about Wikipedia, some of these articles are good, and they have some of them have a large amount of sources. So, right here in Wikipedia, there are on big data 117 sources. Now, of course, I'm going to go through them and pick a few of them that I feel might be good by checking out the names first of all. So, one of them is called Beautiful Data: Stories Behind Elegant Data Solutions. And another one is called Introduction to Big Data. Now, Beautiful Data: The Story Behind Elegant Data Solutions is a book. To read this book, I mean, it's online for 19. I probably just look up a PDF. And then the second link I chose, which was Introduction to Big Data, is also a book. So I look up this PDF too. Now this Introduction to Big Data is probably one of the books I would probably would be one of my main sources. Because, I mean, based on the summary of it, it seems to have a large information on big data. Next place I'm going to look for my information is, I'm going to go back to the Wikipedia article and check and see if they have any more sources I might like. I see one right here, Big Data for Development. It's a scholarly paper, okay, from the Social Science Research Network. Well, I'm looking over the abstract right now, and it seems it's talking about. The article is called Big Data for Development. It's talking about how big data is being used and cost-effective prospects for big data. So yes, I would save this source because I like the abstract. I like about what it talks about, and it seems to give us another facet on big data. I chose this link because I like the name specifically. I like the name of the link. It seemed like it would have some good information, and it was the scholarly article. And I'm gonna, of course, save this link in my Word document that I'm working on. And I'm keeping my search term the same because I mean, it seems to be working for me right now. I haven't exhausted my search options. to Wikipedia. And alright, I'm done with Wikipedia. Now back to Google, and I'm typing in big data again. And now I'm looking for big data analytics because it's the way companies would utilize some of the data. So I'm looking at that as one of the you know smaller topics inside of the large topic of big data. So immediately we see news, but what I'm going to I don't see really anything on big data analytics that I like on the front page of Google. So I'm gonna keep going to the second page, and I see one from Columbia University, page on big data analytics, and nope, it's nothing but a course on big data analytics. So I'm discarding that. And then it was hard for me to find something on big data analytics, so I put quotations around it. Let me search again. Still looking for info on big data analytics. Don't see anything I necessarily like.